This conference will now be recorded.
Yesterday we have written a code for this, right? So mouse or actions. Make this in 150 and 150. See here, first of all, we have launch browser and right and enter the URL and maximizing the window. Click on the draggable option, and before that we have to switch it to frame, right? Before performing action, mouse over action, so we have to switch. For switching, what is the code we are writing to you? First of all, we have to identify the frame. So this is the frame class. So by using frame class, we are identifying. And what is the method T? In WebDriver interface, we have a method called switch to. So we have to call switch to method. So what switch to method returning? Switch to method returning target locator. So inside target locator, if you want to switch any target like frame, another window, and active element or a pop-up, we have a methods for each and everything in target locator. Now currently I want to switch to frame. So for that we have a method in target locator. What team? Frame method. For my frame, I can supply either web element or index number or a name. Frame is a overloaded method in target locator. And after that, what are the action you want to perform here? So there is a box inside this element, inside this page. So in that page, that box I want to move to from x-axis, y-axis. Observe it. Let me execute this program so that you can able to know as Java application. So launch the browser, entering URL, maximizing the window, clicking on the first option, draggable, and then here we have to switch to frame. After switching frame, now observing, now the box is moved this place to this place. So what the action we are performing here? Drag and drop by method from where? Actions class. Drag and drop by parameter what? Web element in x-axis, y-axis. What is the web element here? Movable box. How we are identifying? By using this is the x path. By using this x path, we are identifying this movable box, and the parameter we are supplying for drag and drop method is first of all is a web element. Web element coming from where? Find element method, right? Now first parameter web element, and second parameter is x-axis. In x-axis, how much you want to move? In x-axis, I'm saying that 150. First of all, it will move to here 150, and then again y-axis 150. That's why it is coming to here. Clear team? And remaining task is this one, drawable box. In this, so we have a small box and big one. Just click this one and move to here and drop here. This is a task you have to do, team. This is a task you have to do. And again here also we have a frame. So before performing action, you have to switch to frame. Same code. Same code. See here. How to know whether the web page having frame or not, team? So here every frame starting with a tag name called iframe. Observe. Now this box is inside iframe. Before performing action, first of all you have to identify whether the frame is there or not. Otherwise, you will get no such element exception. Whether you, even though you provide a right element property, whether it may be ID, name, or XPath, particular this element, even though if you provide a right element property, you will get no such element exception. At that time, you have to check whether that element is present inside a frame or not. Now this element is present inside a frame. So if you want to switch, so what is the method you have to use? Driver dot switch to. Switch to returning target locator. Inside a target locator, we have a method to switch into frame or any other window or active element or pop-up writing. So after switching, so identify the small one and identify this big one. Click on this uh, small box and move it to here and drop. Clear, team? So try to write this code. So otherwise, I'll give you next class. Okay, team? That's what about the mouse over action. So switching to frame. So how you are switching, this is very, very important, team. Switching. How you are switching? So using a method called switch to method. Switch to method returning what? Target locator. Inside target, this is target locator against the interface. Inside target locator, we have a methods called what, team? So inside target locator, we have a methods called frame with int index, frame with name, frame with web element. We are using this frame with web element. Frame is an overloaded method. Remember, frame is the overloaded method inside the target locator. And by using these three methods, we can switch to frame. If you want to switch to frame, so we can use any one of these methods based on parameter you have to supply, right? And again, one more method we have window method. If you want to switch another window, let's consider in your application opening multiple windows, more than one. If you want to switch to second window, you can switch. If you want to switch third window, you can switch. If you want to come back from third window to first window, you can switch by using the switch to method. After that, you have to call window method. Clear? Alert. Sometimes in your application, so alert will open. If you want to switch to alert, so use this method. Same like how we are switching frame method, team. Use window method, use alert. Clear? Before that, we discussed a generic concept. What is the generic, team? So if you want to get type safety for your object, if you want to get type safety for your collection objects, you have to use generics. But how we are using generics, team? How you are using generics? So this is the syntax. Your class name by the time of creating object. Here you have to give data type. What data type you are here you have to give any data type, but here you have to mention a wrapper classes. For example, if you want to maintain integer, here you have to give integer class name. Integer is a wrapper class of primitive int type. Now your object will act as a homogeneous collection object. It will accept only integer type data. And your get method, sorry, your add method and your add method, it turn into parameter. If you convert your collection object into generics, now your add method will automatically change its parameter object to integer. So defaultly, what is the parameter for your collection object, team? What is the parameter? If you call add method on top of collection object, what is the parameter it will ask? Default parameter object, right? So if you change any generic type and next after converting generic, sorry, after converting your collection object into generic, now your add method parameter change based on your generic version. Clear? And try to practice this generics too. Now, remaining thing we have a map. What is the map, team? What is a map? Map is an interface coming from collection framework. So map implementation class of hash map, linked hash map, tree map. Same like set, we have a map. So this map is resembling set, team. See here, hash set, hash map, linked hash set, linked hash map, tree set, tree map. Hash set. How we are added elements to the hash set? So what is the difference between list and set, team? What is the difference between list and set? So list will accept duplicate, set classes will not accept a duplicate, right? And here, what is the difference between map and list and set? Let's observe now. Here already we have created classes, map demo. Let me create object of hash map, or else you can create with parent class. Let me create with parent interface map. Map parent interface object reference has set equals to new hash map. Hash map is implementation class of one of the map. Observe here. Observe here. In list and set, what is the method we have used to add elements to the object, team? Add method, right? So like this. list or set, you have to take like this. Let me take set. Set equals to new asset. Asset. See how we added element to this one, whether it's list or set team. So method we have used set dot add method. What is the add method? It will ask parameter object. If I use generic here, if I use generic, it will add integer type. Let me give. I want to convert this one integer type because I don't want to add anyone to this object so other than integer. Now observe if now this time this add method converting into parameter what integer type so that I can add only integer values like this. If I'm trying to add other than the integer, it will throw error. See here, it will throw error. Why? This is a generic type object. Clear team? Now coming to the map. See here, we have used add method to add element in set list or set in map classes. So you should not use add method. You are not unable to use add method. Add method coming from where team? Add method coming from collection interface. Add method is present in collection interface, coming to the child interfaces and implementation in child classes. And there is no relation between collection and map. So map is an independent interface. There is no relation between collection and map here. Now remember, map implementation is such a way that you can add key and value pairs. You can maintain key and value pairs in map object. So when we go for a map team, whenever you want to maintain key and value pairs, let's consider I have given a simple example, right? Mobile number. So let's see David. David mobile number like this, 9989 like this. So if you want to maintain these type of data, so obviously you have to go for a map, right? Let me give you a simple example here. And how we can add key and value here. See here, map object. What is my map object? Asset reference. Here, there is a method called put method. What is the method team? Put method. What it is asking? Put method asking a parameter, object key, and object value. Whatever the value you are adding, so it is a collection object, right? So the by default it is converting into object. Whether it may be primitive int, byte, short, long, float, double, any data type, it will converting into object. So that I can say my hash set or else my map class are also heterogeneous. I can maintain any type of data. Again, if you want to convert it into homogeneous, just make it as generic version. Clear team? As of now, let me add values here. See, let me add here my uh, course one. Course one is here within the double course. This is my first key and value. See, observe team. This is how I can add the values. What is the method? Put method. So this is acting as a key and this is acting as a value. So if I am saying like this, so internally, so my map object, it will consider like this. So it will create object like this inside this one. So course one equals to Java. Here again you can, if you can add one more value, let me add here course 2 equals to Selenium. I can add like this. How I can add? Same put method. Now this time not course 2 is Selenium. Okay team, like this. This is we are calling as key set team. So all the keys we are calling as key set. This is key set. This is important. key set, because these are all keys. Even you can say this is a value set. These are the value set. Key set and value set. Then how to get this value? Now I want to get this Java from this object. How to get him? Observe. We have to use like this. Understanding purpose, it's not product println. So there we have used get method, right? So list, if you use get method, if you pass index number, it will return particular index value. Now observe here also get method. Observe here also get method, but here you have to supply key value here. What you have to supply team for get method? So what is the parameter? Key value. Now if I supply key, it will return particular value. Observe it. Let me give you like this. Course equals. Syntax error. Okay. Sorry. See, observe. So you have to supply your key value for your get method. If you supply key and collection object go to here, and what we are supplying this course one, and it will observe whether there is a key value for this key. Yes, there is a value. What is the value? Java value, and it will go and get this Java and return to you. That is the use of here the get method. That is the internal action of this get method. Here what you have to supply team, you have to supply key. If you supply key, it will return value. Like the same thing. Now this time supply course 2. Observing. Course 1 is Java, course 2 is, what is course 2? Course 1, course 2. Course 1 Java, course 2. I'll tell you. See here, you should not maintain duplicate keys here. I'll tell you why we are getting like this. As of now, let me concentrate only this one. So we can maintain key and value pairs in Java like this. So key and value pairs in map like this. If you supply key, it will return the value. What the method we are using for adding put method? For put method, pass key and value. And how to get this value? By using get method. How to get supply your the key value and will return get like this. So what are the classes we have? Hash map, linked hash map, tree map. See here again, what is the use of tree set team? What is the use of tree set? Anyone remember? What is the use of tree set? We discussed one major thing, tree set. Anyone? Think if you're not remember, no problem. Reset. C team, reset. We discussed one of the implementation class of set, and to get sort order, use reset. If you want to get order of your elements, order of your number, what is the order? Default ascending order. And here it can accept only one data type. Yes or no? For comparison, so by the time of adding, right? So by the time of adding, it will compare each and every element. That's why we can maintain a single data type, homogeneous. Homogeneous data type only Java can compare, right? That why, so for tree set, you can add only homogeneous element like this same tree map. Here, what will compare team? It will compare key set. Clear? That is the use of map team. So majorly we will use list and set in Selenium. Anyway, we can use map, but majorly people are implemented some concept by using list and set. Right? So let's discuss about list implementation in Selenium. See here. Anyone remember things? So WebDriver interface methods. Anyone tell within 1 minute? All the methods. You have to practice thing to remember at least WebDriver methods. At least WebDriver methods. Everything we have documented here. Everything we have in this document. One thing you have to do is only one thing: practice and remembering. If you're not remembering, again practice. Okay. Now find element method. What is the find element method return type team? Please respond team. At least ping me. What is the find element method return type?
Web element.
Web element, right? So we have been using this find element method. So find element method returning web element. That's why we are calling web element interfaces method nothing but remote web element class implementation method. What are the method we have used? For click operation, click method. For enter data operation, send keys method. These are all methods from web element. So that's why we are first of all we are finding element and find element method returning web element. We are calling web element method, click method, send keys method, right? Get text, get attribute. These are all method from web element. Now observe team. So we have one more method, find elements method. Find element, find elements. See, what is the use of find element team? Used to identify multiple elements. Yes or no? And here, what is the written type of find elements team?
List
What
of
is
web
the written type
elements.
of find element? Exactly, list of web element. Here, my find element returning list reference, and it is a generic type of web element. And forget about the implementation class as of now. So my find element returning list here. Observe my find element method implementation is such a way that it can return list reference and list to what team, what list here? It's a generic, it is a list of web elements. List of web element. How the implementation of this one? Like this. So you have to pass parameter my find element method returning list reference and list to what team, list to web element. Hmm. Uh, uh, uh. ఛార్జింగ్ అయిపోయింది అట్లా పెట్టేసి పడుకున్నా ఇంకా. హలో హలో టీమ్, able to hear my voice, right? Hello. Yeah, okay.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, 1 second, ma'am. Isn't record out. Team, I don't know whether this recording is going or not. So let me close the session within 10 minutes. Later we'll connect again, right? So let me continue for this concept, right? So my find element method is implemented in such a way that what the find element method implementation team? What the find element method implementation? Already we have discussed, right? So public written type of find element method is, what is the find element method? Web element. What is the web element in web element interface, right? So find element method, what is the parameter it is asking? By parameter. We have to pass by parameter for our find element method. So what it will do to you? First of all, it will identify element. It will identify element, web element on top of web page. So based on your input parameter, based on your by property, first of all, my find element method will identify element, and then it will create object of what team? It will create object of remote web element, remote web element class object, remote web element. So with it will create remote web element class object, and with the reference of web element reference. What is the web element team? Web element is a parent interface of remote web element. Remote web element, it will create object of remote web element and return in the form of written in the form of web element. That's why my find element written in web element. Now coming to the find elements. Here find element method, same find element method asking parameter what by property, same it will identify elements. It will identify, now this time it will identify not only single element by using whatever the parameter, whatever your parameter you're supplying to this find element method, it will identify all the elements. It will identify all the elements by using your by properties. And after that, it will create object of list implementation class. One of the list implement classes, let's take linked list. So let me take linked list. It will create object like this, new linked list. Right now, new linked list with the parent interface reference. What is the parent interface? List here, element list, I can say element list, right? And this is again generic, right? This will accept only what parameter team? It will accept only web element parameter. This list accept only web element, and you can add only web element. After identifying this one, all elements will add it to this object, list object. So this element like add method is add all to this particular, and it will return like this. Return, what will it return? Element list. Now, what is my find elements method return type team? My find element method return type is list of web elements. Now, this my find element method, it is not returning a single element, it is returning multiple elements. Okay, team. Now, as of now, same like find element method, just practice on find elements method. Now here I can give a task like this. I can give a task like this. Go to Mintra application, right? So click on first option, main, and go to this t-shirts. Already you know how to use actions class. Here t-shirts, it is showing brand now, and these are the price, these are the colors, these are the discounts, and try to click on these all checkboxes. How? Just you know how to inspect this checkbox. Now how to inspect? So it is having class. See this is having class. Observe here. So CSS, you can directly like this dot class name observe team. So it is showing 18 checkboxes. Now try to identify these all elements by using find element method. Pass this class tag name, pass this class property, and perform click operation. Understand, right, team? Everyone? Just instead of find element method, now this time use find element method, and find element method returning list and store it into list and get one by one element and perform click operation. Okay, team? And today's second session time I will confirm by checking with team. Thank you, team.